Every Christmas Eve, the villagers gather at Saint Abiola's church. Candles flicker, bells chime. But at midnight, a name appears on the door. A name no one dares to speak. A name that could take your life. The village of Kibora slept under a thick blanket of hills and dark forests. Red earth streets wound between clustered huts. Smoke from clay stoves curled into the cold night air. Dogs huddled in alleys, and children's laughter echoed, unaware of the shadows twisting among the trees. At the center of the village stood Saint Abiola's church. Its wooden walls were older than memory. Paint peeled like dried skin. Moss claimed the roof. And yet, every Christmas Eve, the villagers cleaned it with trembling hands. Candles polished. Windows scrubbed. But the church door. The door bore a curse that no broom could remove. A faded plaque above the oak door read, "No one may enter without fear, for the door remembers." Elders whispered of a priest who vanished decades ago. Each Christmas the door claimed a name. Each year someone disappeared. And every villager knew the stories, but no one truly believed, until now. Amina, 16, lived with her grandmother near the church. Her braided hair swung like a pendulum as she moved. Wide, cautious eyes missed nothing. She had never seen a name appear on the cursed door herself, but the rumors fascinated her. The air smelled of burning palm oil and pine wood. Lanterns swayed in the cold wind. Children laughed nervously. Elders clutched staffs and whispered prayers. "Don't look at the door too closely," her grandmother warned, voice trembling. "It will see you before you see it." Amina shivered. The church seemed alive. Its walls breathed in the candlelight. As night fell, villagers entered the church for Mass. Candles lit the room in a trembling golden glow. The wind rattled the windows like fingernails scraping wood. At exactly midnight, a faint whisper cut through the air. Amina. Her heart hammered. Candles flickered. And then she noticed it. Letters, faint and jagged, clawing themselves into the dark oak door. "Amina, don't," whispered the wind. Her blood ran cold. She knew it wasn't the wind. Something was watching. By morning, Old Man Jallo was gone. His hut was empty. No footprints. Only a single candle burned on the doorstep, wax pooling like black blood. "The door chooses," the village elder said, grim. "It knows who fears it, who watches too long." Amina couldn't sleep. Shadows stretched across her hut. Whispers followed her in dreams. Names, too faint to catch, skittered along the walls. The nights grew colder. Shapes moved in the churchyard. Figures without substance, shadows that refused to behave naturally. Amina's friends laughed at her warnings. "It's the Christmas spirit. Nothing to fear." But she could feel it. The door breathed. The wood pulsed. Pump, scratch, whisper. Every bell chimed, pulling at her chest. Every step outside felt heavier. Her grandmother finally spoke. The first priest of Saint Abiola made a pact. He traded a soul for knowledge of the heavens. The church remembers every sin, every heart that trembles before it. It marks one each Christmas Eve. That person is never truly free. Amina shivered. She had seen her name, or thought she had. "The door watches those who look for it," her grandmother whispered. "Do not be tempted. Some truths are worse than death." Curiosity won. Amina crept to the church at midnight, lantern in hand. The air was thick, viscous, almost alive. Letters clawed themselves into the wood. "Amina." The door rattled violently. A shadow stretched from its threshold. Tall, humanoid, impossibly thin, featureless. Its arms nearly touched the ground. he screamed. The whisper followed her home. Next year, fear gripped the village. Mothers kept children inside. Elders whispered only in shadows. Amina's friends avoided the church. "The door sees you when you look," a boy said. "Even if you blink." Amina began seeing shadows in dreams. Scratches appeared on her door, not there before. Bells rang without hands to pull them. Cats hissed and dogs growled at empty air. Footsteps echoed at night, but no one was there. It was only one name per year. But what if next year? It was hers. The whispers promised. Every Christmas Eve one name, and next year, yours may come. Christmas Eve ended. Candles burned low. Villagers went home. The church door, it waited. A faint scratch appeared overnight. Amina awoke screaming, feeling a cold finger on her shoulder. Every Christmas Eve one name will be added. And for the first time she knew it could be hers. The bell rang again. Slowly, deeply. Not above, but below. Something answered. And this time, it wasn't just a name being called. Amina couldn't sleep. Every shadow in her hut seemed alive, stretching, twisting toward the corner where the candle barely burned. Her grandmother's warnings echoed in her head. "Do not be tempted. Some truths are worse than death." Then a sound. Not the wind. Not an animal. A faint metallic toll, as if the church bell had grown teeth and gnawed through the night air. Her heart slammed. The air smelled of wet soil, old leaves, and blood. The church doors opened by themselves. A man stepped in. Thin. Coat brushing the ground despite the summer heat. His hands burned black and cracked, skin tight as if charred long ago but never healed. Zikifo. The villagers froze. No one dared breathe. He walked down the aisle with slow, deliberate steps, eyes fixed on Amina. Not the altar. Not the congregation. "You heard it," he said, voice calm, distant. "The bell calls." Amina's knees trembled. "I'm alive," she whispered. "I see you," he replied. "That is not the same thing." He pulled the rope. The first toll cracked through the night. The second made candles gutter violently. Shadows leapt, bending at impossible angles. The third toll snapped the rope in half. The bell rang anyway. Not above. Below. The ground trembled. A low, ancient groan rolled through the church floor, shaking benches and rattling lanterns. From the forest, dogs screamed. Children wailed. Something unseen stirred in the shadows. The villagers bolted. Mothers clutched their children. Elders muttered prayers. Something stirred beneath the church. A presence that shouldn't exist in this world. Amina stumbled forward, her curiosity stronger than fear. Her breath caught. From the shadows, figures emerged, twisted, faceless, elongated forms, each one reaching toward her. Mzee Kifo stepped back, as if acknowledging a ritual complete. "It has heard," he whispered. "Now it will come." And then he was gone. Chaos erupted. Footsteps that weren't footsteps ran through streets. Wind carried whispers of names not yet spoken. Candles ignited by themselves. Dogs barked at empty air. Villagers knew. The bell had called something alive. Something that could follow, hunt, and claim. Amina's pulse raced. Her grandmother's words screamed in her mind. "The door remembers. Marks. It feeds." And for the first time she understood. The bell didn't just announce death. It invited it. Over the following nights, Amina saw it. Shadows moving independently, reaching toward her in the village square. The bell's memory lingered in the air, heavy as iron. She could feel eyes on her everywhere. On rooftops, behind trees. In the flickering candlelight, every Christmas Eve would now be a test. Every bell toll could call her again. And the whispers promised, faint but cruel. Next year, it will come for you. Amina's curiosity had saved her for now. But the bell had marked her. The shadow followed. The forest waited. If you ever hear a bell ring in the dead of night, she whispered to herself, don't answer. Don't move. And whatever you do, don't look at the door. The church waits. Shadows gather. Every Christmas Eve the door claims a name. Tonight, it has chosen Amina. The village of Kibora was wrapped in cold, restless silence. Lanterns flickered. Smoke from fires rose like ghostly fingers. No one dared walk outside. Amina sat by her window, heart pounding. She felt the pull of the church door, stronger than ever. Shadows danced across empty streets, moving with intent. Her grandmother whispered, once the door calls, you cannot hide. Do not look. Do not answer. But curiosity, fear, and survival tugged at Amina. She knew, if she didn't confront the door, it would claim her anyway. By evening, clouds swallowed the moon. Mist crawled from the hills into the village alleys. Amina approached Saint Abiola's church. Every step felt heavier, as though the earth itself resisted her. Lantern in hand, she saw figures in the mist, tall, thin, featureless, hovering silently. The door's iron studs glowed faintly, pulsing like a heartbeat she could feel in her chest. It knows you are here, whispered the wind. Her hand trembled as she reached for the door. The moment her fingers grazed the wood, a chill shot through her spine. The door shivered, breathing almost, and faint letters etched themselves into the surface. Amina. She stumbled back. Lantern clattered. Shadows surged, whispering indistinct words from every direction. You cannot leave. Not until midnight strikes. The door creaked open, inviting. Amina entered. The smell of old candle wax and wet metal filled the air. Pews stretched impossibly long. Candle flames bent toward unseen forces. Shadows shifted into semi-transparent figures, some with hollow eyes, some wearing faces of villagers lost in previous years. They wait for me, she whispered. The figures circled. Each step echoed unnaturally. The air felt alive, pressing against her lungs. At the church center, a spectral priest appeared. Skeletal face, hollow eyes, tattered robes. Every Christmas Eve, he intoned, one name is added to the door. The door remembers. Souls cannot escape. Letters glowed in midair, spelling her name. Shadows advanced. Whispers hissed. Next year, it will be you. Amina realized. The door doesn't just claim names, it consumes souls. Outside, villagers gathered, candles in hand, chanting prayers. It's too late, an elder shouted. The door chooses first. Only courage can survive. But courage alone did not help. Shadows slipped through doors and windows. The church seemed to breathe, walls stretching impossibly. Lantern flames danced violently. Amina's chest tightened. The curse would not relent. The bell tolled. Midnight. Letters etched deeper into the door, pulsing with light. Shadows surged, reaching for Amina. Your name, your soul, yours to keep. She tried to run, but the floor gave way. Darkness swallowed her. She was drawn into the wood itself. Outside, villagers screamed, too late. The door slammed, echoing across the village. Inside, Amina saw every soul the door had claimed. Faces trapped in wood. Hollow eyes screaming silently. Shadows curling, waiting. A whisper promised. Next year, You will watch someone else's name appear. Her essence was absorbed, her name etched permanently into the door. Morning came. The village was silent. Candles burned low. Smoke rose in spirals. No one dared approach the door. A new name glowed faintly, Amina. The curse would continue. Villagers whispered. Next Christmas Eve, one name will be added. And the cycle begins again. Even as the sun rose, Amina's name hovered faintly, shimmering like smoke. Her grandmother muttered a prayer. The door never forgets. It only waits. A faint scratching came from the church. Shadows shifted in the mist. Somewhere a child's voice whispered, "Next year, it will be you." If you dare to return next Christmas, subscribe and turn on notifications before the door chooses your name.